Protect your online privacy today at expressvpn.com/inside.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to Inside Gaming Daily for Monday. Let's clap it up. We're clapping for Anthem, also known as the Anthem of bad games.
But on the bright side, it has provided us with 1 million videos and 10 million views.
And $3 million.
This is our last video. Good night, everybody. But yeah, boys, it's no secret Anthem had a bit of a rough launch, and a rough post-launch, and a rough pretty much everything since. It's had a rough life.
You've probably heard the story by now. Anthem launched with too many bugs and not enough content. Like a lot of modern AAA games, it felt unfinished, and as a result, the development team constantly had to fix core problems rather than add new content. RIP to what the Cataclysm could have been.
Imagine how cool they thought that was going to be before the game came out.
Anthem is like when you leave a negative review at the restaurant. The food was bad and there wasn't enough of it.
They even left their Christmas decorations up until almost March. Its player base quickly dwindled away, and lots of people involved with the game have since left BioWare.
It was like a single divorced dad that just still has its lights up. Anthem's on beer 3 by 9 a.m.
It doesn't make sense to me to buy this Christmas tree and not have it up for as long as I can.
But yeah, it was a major flop for a once great studio, and lots of people assumed that they were going to pull the plug on Anthem, just cut their losses. But BioWare has said no. In November, it was reported by friend of the show, You Know Who, that the studio was planning a complete overhaul of the game. So take that, all the naysayers like us who said that Anthem was dead, even though it pretty much is.
Yeah. Us. And in February, BioWare GM Casey Hudson blogged about their goals for the reboot and vowed to stick with Anthem. He wrote that, "I won't give up." Hudson wrote that, "Over the coming months, we will be focusing on a longer-term redesign of the experience, specifically working to reinvent the core gameplay loop with clear goals, motivating challenges, and progression with meaningful rewards, while preserving the fun of flying and fighting in a vast science fantasy setting."
Thanks for the elevator pitch, dude.
It's never a good sign when you have to reinvent the core gameplay loop. Now we have our first come unique about how the reboot is going.
Yeah, this comes from BioWare's Christian Daly. He's a studio director for the BioWare Austin office that's leading the reboot, and he's also a very tired dad, as judging by his picture. But he posted a blog introducing himself and detailing their plans. It really should have just been called Anthem, Please Stop Yelling at Us.
Wow, I didn't know they were in Austin. You should have maybe been more careful.
What are they going to do, throw unfinished games at me?
They have a dartboard with your face on it in their office.
But yeah, so there's good news and bad news as far as the reboot goes. The good news, there is a team working on fixing Anthem, so that is something. As is always the case with Anthem, there's a lot more to be concerned about.
It's not a garbage truck, it's a weed whacker.
Whatever you say.
Excuse me, I know you're earning your essential dollars, but I'm actually making a gaming news show up here, and I'd really appreciate it if you could tone down the whacking.
I have an important toy review to film, but here's the thing. My coworker bullied me about my window, and now I can't close it out of pride.
The windows are closed. He's just right outside. Yeah, while there is a team working on the game, it's a small one, a little tiny itty bitty one in the cabinet, and they're in the very, very early stages of this thing.
Like a little league team.
Sorry, boss. Game's not ready yet. We just need a little more time.
Your javelin's not finished rendering.
Shoot. Shoot. They all march out of the shoe they're building the game in.
Well, that's it for us.
So for all 5 of you out there who are waiting on pins and needles for Anthem 2.0, it's gonna be a long wait. Here's what Daly said. First off, he noted that like a lot of us, the BioWare staff is quarantined at home, so they're working remotely, but even with the challenges of working from home, Daly assured us that he's committed to this project.
But yeah, he said that he's been silently stalking you over the past year on Reddit, EA forums, Twitter, etc., taking in all the feedback you have been graciously providing and adding it to the giant cookbook of things we're experimenting with in Anthem. I feel like that graciously had more than a little bit of sarcasm.
He gets it.
Yeah.
He knows exactly where he works.
Yeah, it sounds like he's been doing some really fun stalking. Let's see, Reddit, they hate Anthem. EA forums, oh, they also hate Twitter. Oh, wow, they really, okay.
What about the team working on the reboot? Well, they're calling it the Anthem Incubation Team. Cool. And right now, Daly said it consists of about 30-ish people.
That's not a lot. That might seem like a solid amount. It's really, though, just a drop in the bucket when it comes to making a modern AAA game. Ubisoft estimated that it took 600 people to make a PlayStation 4 game, and this was back at the beginning of the generation in 2013.
Well, to be fair, Ubisoft has 400 people working on bad dialogue getting towards teams.
Yeah, it also sounds like this new Anthem team is still very much in the brainstorming phase of things. Daly said, "We're going back and experimenting/prototyping to improve on the areas where we believe we fell short and to leverage everything that you love currently about Anthem." So no leveraging. You can skip that part, dude.
I feel like it's everything people loved about Anthem before it came out. That's what they should focus on.
And he warned us in advance that this is going to take a while. "A great prophecy comes from on high. Gather round, my children. I tell you of Anthem.
Warning, the Oracle has told me that BioWare will go bankrupt before we reboot this game.
A dark time is to come." He wrote, spoiler, "This is going to be a longer process. And yes, the team is small, but the whole point of this is to take our time and go back to the drawing board. And a small team gives us the agility a larger one can't afford."
He also acknowledged that we know we have some tough challenges to tackle. That's an understatement, dude.
Then he added that he wanted to include the player base in this process and be open and honest with where we are at and what the expectations are with where we are going. He said they wanted to set up regular communications like blog posts or live streams or maybe some concept art on social media.
He added, "We really want to provide you all the transparency we can because of your passion and interest in Anthem. But with that comes seeing how the sausage is made, which is not always pretty, by the way. I would wager to say that sausage is never really pretty to watch being made."
But yeah, just because they share a concept, that doesn't mean it's going to make it into the final game. Oh, and he joked that they also might share a live feed of him curled up in a ball crying in the corner. So he understands what he's getting into, it sounds like.
Daly said that they'll get back to us soon and let us know what their update cadence will be like. He finished by saying, "I am not here to overhype anything, but we do believe the changes we are making are the right ones, and we hope you think so as well. But you might not, and that is cool too. It is the constructive criticism and feedback that we need in either direction."
He also added, "Look, I've got a new baby. I need a paycheck right now." But yeah, it was, I don't know. I thought it was a nice candid blog post, really. Like, I thought it was charming. The picture was really charming. He clearly understands that the game has major issues. He made it very clear they're in the early stages of trying to fix them and chart a new course for the game. So best of luck, dude.
Yeah, you feel a little bad for the guy because this is obviously a huge undertaking. Plus, it's hard to be mad at someone who posts a picture of himself with 3 dogs and a new baby. 3 Dogs and a Baby. That's my favorite movie. My favorite Steve Guttenberg movie.
You beat me to it.
You'll never beat me to Guttenberg. You could yourself if you think you're beating me to the Gut.
You're just a Gutenberg visitor. I was born into it, molded by him.
But the obvious question is, why is BioWare still pouring resources into the game? There's gotta be a skeleton crew still maintaining basic functionality of the game, plus the reboot team. All of those people have salaries to pay.
Anthem was supposed to be BioWare's big live service game, similar to Destiny. It looked really cool. I mean, it was different enough from Destiny that it looked interesting.
You could be Iron Man, yeah.
Yeah, but there's no way the game is making money at this point, so why not just pull the plug?
Well, there might also be something else going on here. It's called the sunk cost fallacy. We've talked about it before. That's what happens when you make decisions about the future, and those decisions are influenced by previous costs. So if you already put a lot of time or resources into something, you're less likely to walk away. Classic example, if you've stayed in a relationship because you've been with that person for a long time, it's sort of harder to break up because you're like, well, I got a lot of years with this person. That's a sunk cost fallacy.
Speaking of which, I'm sitting on $200 of essential oils that I need to move. If you guys want an incredible business opportunity.
That's what happens when your fiance gets into yoga, yeah.
My Herbalife that I've put 20 grand into because I'm my own boss.
I'm actually a Mary Kay independent beauty consultant. So
yeah, that's true. I was actually wondering, Brian, if you were interested in $3,000 worth of Avon.
Very interested.
The sunk cost fallacy is also the reason people keep giving money to Star Citizen. Boom! Star Citizen is still catching strays.
But with Anthem, BioWare officials have said in the past that they believe there is a solid core there that they can build on, otherwise they would not be doing this. Or, they're just reluctant to kill a game that they've spent millions and millions of dollars developing.
I cannot believe EA hasn't stepped in at this point.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, it's gone. EA has never been afraid to kill off a studio, a game.
You know what there is? It's probably like Westworld. There's probably like a map to some ancient treasure hidden deep in the code that they have to get a player to access. If a player can get it, then EA will get the Mega Crystal, which lets them control I don't know, the market.
Yeah, all
That's what they
gaming.
would be interested in. All gaming, yes. Finally, and Andrew Lincoln has a skull with jewel-encrusted eyes. And it's the game skull!
Within this game, we have hidden the secret that will make BioWare a good studio again. So yeah, we'll see how much time they give the Reboot team to do their thing. From the sound of it though, like we said, any significant changes to the game are still a long ways away, so feel free to continue not playing Anthem.
Happy Monday, everybody. Let's talk about Anthem again. Oh, here we go. And how it's becoming the divorced dad of video games. We actually brought in local expert Brian Gard to weigh in on this one. Brian?
I feel like I was born to comment on this story. Let's do it.
Yeah, there was a lot of controversy over the weekend about Christmas lights in the game. Holiday lights.
Whoa, yeah.
Yeah, and the fact